WMDX. And a good morning to you. This is the John and Gordy Family Show. We've got a very special edition, and I'm going to spring that on you in just a few moments.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
On the edge of my chair.
Yeah, you should be.
Okay.
This is a game changer.
Is it?
It is.
I can't wait.
This is going to change the complexion of the election completely once the word gets out that this news that I'm about to spring on you gets out into the public. This will change everything nationwide.
Okay. Well, it's setting the bar kind of high there.
I know. It's a major bar. It's the highest bar that you could ever get, actually.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just have to wait and see when you're ready to spring it on us here.
Oh, yeah. Well, in just a few minutes.
We've got clear skies, although there are some areas of patchy fog out there this morning. Temperatures are cool to start things out. And let's go to the weather roulette wheel. Do we have that standing by? Yeah? Or should we ask the computer?
We shouldn't ask the computer again.
Really?
It never gives us the right answer.
Why don't we find out if it does?
Okay.
Maybe one of these times, maybe they've made a correction.
Okay.
And there's software updates. Let's see what happens.
Computer, what's the weather for Madison, Wisconsin?
Yeah.
The current weather is 54 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies. Today, you can expect lots of sun, with a high of 88 degrees and a low of 54 degrees.
Okay, well, it's 54 right now, isn't it? What did she say it was?
54.
It sure doesn't feel like it's in the 50s.
No.
I have on my Samsung watch 61 degrees.
And that's what my phone is saying,
there you go.
61.
So 54.
Why was the
I think
computer...
the temperature gauge that she is going by must be a thermometer in some business lobby.
Somebody put it in the fridge.
Right next to an air conditioner.
Maybe that's it.
Something's happening.
All right. Can't rely on that thing.
I'm tired of this.
8 minutes past the hour. And on this Thursday, we've got a lot of show to go here.
We do.
Just getting started. A little bit later in our 7 o'clock hour, we'll be welcoming in Alanna Medearis and Jim Kreul from Duck Soup Cinema. They're going to talk about some of the movies.
We're going to the movies.
Yeah.
You guys went to the movies last night, didn't you?
We did. We're going to have a little Johnny at the movies moment.
Okay.
And we'll be talking about Beetlejuice.
Yes.
They presented a free showing of it to seniors because we have a hard time getting out. You know, it's tough.
It was presented by the AARP organization.
It was very nice of them to do that. They
Yeah,
have
it was.
a regular program like
Did you
this.
guys have a hard time finding a spot? I know you said the place would fill up.
No.
Oh. Did anyone else show up for the movie?
Oh, yeah.
No, it was a good size
It was
crowd.
well attended,
Oh, that's
but there was still a few seats here and there. But, yeah, it was good, although the previews went on forever. That was my only complaint. It was like 20, 25 minutes
You can tell
of
the guy
previews.
hasn't been to a movie in a long time. There are
but
15,
that was excessive.
15 to 20 minutes of previews.
This was longer
It's always
than
like that. No, it wasn't.
It was like 25 minutes.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Now it's longer.
It was
about
half
15,
an hour.
20 minutes.
Okay.
And you have to know that if you go to the movies.
Yeah.
Because it does drive you crazy sometimes. A lot of people, they gauge their ability to hold it in until the end of the movie, going to the restroom,
Right.
And then when you have 20 more minutes added on, everybody starts panicking in their seats thinking, am I going to make it to the end of the movie?
Well, what I hate about it is that you end up eating all your popcorn during the previews before the movie actually starts.
That's what happens with the small one, yeah.
Yeah.
And my wife had to get a big container of
Big
popcorn
tub?
because we made a mistake. We ordered the what is it? The chicken burrito. It's
Chicken burrito.
yeah,
You can order a chicken burrito at a movie theater?
yeah. Well, they've got a restaurant there. You just take your food in.
That's cool.
So we ordered the chicken burrito, but it had onions, and she doesn't eat onions. So I had to eat both halves of this gigantic chicken burrito, and that wasn't great. But I'll tell you what, they had really nice waffle fries, sweet
really?
potato waffle fries. Usually they're too thick and they're really spongy. These are really good, thin. Loved them, absolutely loved them. And then we had a couple of beers.
Just to top it all off.
My wife had the big beer. I had a regular size beer, 16 ounce. She had like 24 ounce beer. And then she drank, as you know,
Yeah.
the rest of my beer
I
as we
saw
were
that.
leaving.
She was snot slinging drunk by the time she left that theater.
She can drink me under the table. I'm telling you.
Yeah, she gave me a great big hug as we were walking out of the theater, and then hugged me again. It was it's so good to see you. I'm like, you're drunk.
I know.
No, it was a fun time. Good movie.
Did you check her pocket for wallet?
No. Oh,
She's a pickpocket, man. She does this all the time.
just like a party game?
Yeah,
Really?
It's a party game. Big hug. Oh, I haven't seen you in a long
You know
time.
something?
I'm drunk, and then your wallet's gone. It's big surprise.
Okay. Well, so are you going to reveal this big thing that you're talking about?
Oh yeah,
or what?
the special edition of the show here.
Yeah, what is it?
All right, here it is.
What?
It's the special God and Jesus now support Harris and Walls edition of the family show. No, they've changed.
Wait,
They
the
changed
family
their
show?
mind. Yeah.
So-
What do you mean they changed their mind?
What-
I didn't know that deities took political positions before this.
No, well, we've heard so often that God has put Trump in as president the first time because the nation needed it.
Okay.
And this time it
Yeah.
needs it again.
Yeah.
But, God,
Yeah.
I guess he changed his mind, and Jesus too. They both agreed. I saw this in a dream, and this was their way of messaging me, I guess, You don't
Really?
have a phone.
Is this going to get us
had a
temporarily canceled, like when John Lennon said the Beatles were more popular than Jesus?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Be careful.
But all I can say is that God and Jesus both have changed their minds. They're now supporting Harrison Walls. There you go. And this is the big news. This is going to change the complexion of the election here and across the nation. It's just an amazing thing. I was surprised myself.
So God is no longer supporting Trump.
Exactly. Yeah. And the
Switched his
evangelicals
vote.
are not going to be happy with this.
No, there won't.
I think it's amazing that God chose a Lutheran to pass along this message.
This came to you in a dream.
It did.
You had a vision.
Lutherans are a religion light.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and he decided, you guys, you pray in your closets. That's the way I wanted you to pray in the first place. So I'm going to give you this message, and please tell the nation that I support Harrison
Who knew
Walls
that
now.
John Peterson would wind up being a prophet?
I know.
Well,
I'm
there you go.
amazed. Looking at you in a whole different light. It's showing up purple on the screen this morning again.
It's true. That's true.
Vampire thing going on. Wow, that's amazing. So
there it is.
supports-
Yeah,
okay. Wow.
God and Jesus both support
It sounds like
Harris Walls.
sounds like something out of The Onion. And speaking of The Onion, guess what came in the mail yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, your new onion.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first print edition of The Onion in more than 10 years.
Pretty cool.
Well, might as well mention it, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
I wanted to try and do this tomorrow because I want to bring in some old John and Gordy cable show editions where we interviewed reporters from The Onion about their big damn headlines.
Yeah, when they were brand new. I mean, really new.
Now,
Their first issues.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is really great stuff. I wonder if we can get this online.
Well, sure.
Point people in the direction of The Onion and get the headline because this is just
Oh, sure.
beautiful. The headline is
Right.
Tim Walz unveils new retro futuristic persona after feeling boxed in by folksy image. And it shows him in some kind of spaceman outfit
Like a
at the
hazmat
podium.
suit. Yeah.
It's great
That's
stuff.
good. Good. There's some other great headlines.
The
in
images,
there too.
by the way, the images are just fantastic.
They are.
That's one of the funny things about The Onion.
Yeah. Terrific stuff. And we'll later on we'll give us our review of Beetlejuice. right?
Beetlejuice, yeah.
Okay.
Gotta say it twice.
Okay.
But in the movie, you have to say it 3 times,
Yeah.
which is confusing to me.
it is.
Do you
It
think they're
is.
ever going to make a sequel to the sequel called Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice.
I
and
can't
then
say the third word, but
if you say it the third time,
Yeah, then
he
he shows
appears.
up.
Yeah.
Well, I
it's
did.
a little
Oh, my
scary.
God, oh boy.
Oh, where is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay.
Well, let's see if we can make it through the National Day calendar. Huh?
Let's do it. All right. Let's see what
Wait,
day
we
is
got a
it.
special edition of the calendar this morning, don't we? This is just an incredible day today.
Special edition. Okay. Is it or is it not National Paw Paw Day? Mm-hmm. Is it National Butterscotch Pudding Day? Mm-hmm. Is it National Mattress Day? Or is it National
Stop it.
Talk
Stop
like
it
a
right now.
Talk like a Pirate Day?
You.
Which one does it
Not
not?
the mattress day. I know that.
No, it's
Have you
not.
gotten a mattress? Did you finally buy one?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
I've not decided. Let's get to the
I know
first.
it's last on your list.
Let's
You
get.
like the cot that came with the apartment.
I do. I do. The National Pawpaw Day.
Yeah.
Pawpaw. Mm-hmm. Here's a Pawpaw, Michigan, I think. National Pawpaw Day is on the third Thursday in September. It provides a taste of the great forgotten American fruit. There's a fruit called the pawpaw.
Yeah, that's still forgotten.
Take a bite out of the creamy mango banana flavored pawpaw. I've never heard of pawpaw.
No, I don't even know.
Tropical
What does
taste.
it look like?
I don't know. Well, let's see.
Oh,
Oh, it
there
looks
it
like
is.
there it is. You
Yeah.
see it?
Yeah.
It's looking kind of weird. A pawpaw. Or that's a papaya. Wait a second.
Yeah, that's a papaya.
That's not a pawpaw. They don't have a picture of the pawpaw.
Maybe the
poor
National Day
pawpaw.
calendar themselves is starting to make up the days.
Maybe.
Maybe.
There's 60 varieties of pawpaw fruit to choose from.
Wow.
Yeah, now, is
You
there
know,
a fruit expert out there that can inform us?
Well, there it is right there.
Okay. Looks rather,
Looks like
interesting.
a pea pod almost, doesn't
yeah,
it?
kind of.
Yeah.
Doesn't look appetizing.
No, it does
at all.
not.
Maybe that's the
That's
problem.
why it doesn't caught on.
National Butterscotch Pudding Day today.
Love butterscotch pudding.
Isn't it good?
I had that a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Man, it's just, what a flavor.
Brown sugar and butter. Those are the main recipes for butterscotch pudding. However, corn syrup, vanilla, and salt are also sometimes used. And butterscotch adds amazing flavor to items such as sauces, candies, and frostings.
But the pudding is best, the instant or regular pudding mix.
They first started making butterscotch pudding about 1848. They had a recipe in the newspaper.
I
Okay.
don't see enough of that stuff.
And
It's always vanilla and chocolate, but butterscotch would be fun to have every once in a while.
Right. Okay. And it's also Talk Like a Pirate Day. Yeah. That's all you need to know about talking like a pirate. Matey, shiver me timbers. Got any more?
Yeah, no, I know. That's
Sam,
about
let's hear your pirate.
Arr, matey. We be sailing the high seas today.
Arr.
My dog loved Pirate Day.
Do you think pirates really talk like that? I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
More of the John and Gordy Show coming up, 92.7 WMDX.
of the infamous gang of scallywags, the pirates who don't do anything.
We are the pirates who don't do anything. We just stay at home and lie around. And if you ask us,
This is the Veggie Tales, Gordy.
we'll just tell you. We don't do anything.
Carrots were the better singers, I think.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You gotta see like a little bit of this show to really
Yeah?
understand it. Gordy has
What's
never
it-
heard of Veggie Tales before
Veggie
today.
Tales.
Yeah, it's these animated vegetables. It's an early computer animated cartoon.
Right.
Was it on a, what was it on? PBS?
Well, originally they just sent it out
Veggie-
on VHS tapes to people.
Okay.
I think it aired on TV at some point.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I'm not quite sure.
So it's National Pirate Day, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Talk like a pirate.
Day.
Ard.
And you remember it because your anniversary is today, right? You and Ann?
We got married on Pirate Day. Talk like a pirate day. Can
Did you do
believe
your
that?
vows like a pirate?
We should have.
Yeah, I was there.
We didn't want to wreck the wedding. not a great memory, messing up the lines by not talking like a pirate the way you should talk like a pirate. Arr. And then when I used to talk like a pirate, my dog would get all upset and bark.
Your dog used to seem to get upset and bark at a lot of things.
Well, not the new one, but my first Mickey,
Mickey.
my border collie, big, huge dog.
The one that hated golf.
Yes, but when I talk like a pirate, ooh, would he
really
react.
look out.
Yeah.
No kidding. Wow.
So
That's
yeah.
scary, huh?
So it's a great reminder that it's my anniversary every time National Pirate Day rolls around.
How many years? You don't know, do you? You don't know.
I think it's 41.
That's crazy. I know when my parents got married. Your kids don't even care about your anniversary.
Well,
Are they going to get you anything? A little anniversary card or make up
I
something?
think 31 years, something like that, maybe.
Not 31 years. It's longer than that, John.
Is it?
Well, it had to be either 1992 or 93 because we were working at Triple M,
yeah.
and we borrowed
Their limo.
the limo, and I was the driver driving you guys around.
It was like a Blues Brothers movie, wasn't it?
It's a cheap, crappy old white limo that he got used somewhere. It was really. I guess it looked okay on the outside, but it had like shag carpeting
Yeah.
inside.
Well, you had the
Terrible.
Scooby-Doo van, remember?
Scooby-Doo
Out in the parking lot when I first met Ann.
I don't remember that. With the Scooby-Doo van.
Yeah, you had a van. I think you had the Channel 47 van or something.
Oh, yeah, that van. Okay, right. Yeah. I was working there at the time, too.
It was set up like a up in smoke van, basically. The walls were all marijuana, lined with marijuana.
That was a long time ago. I don't remember.
I figured you'd forget it.
Channel 47 also had a speedboat for some reason.
Oh, they did?
Yes. It was like-
Wow.
They traded out for everything and anything they could get.
Wow.
That was were the old days.
Yeah.
Hey, this portion of the John and Gordy Show is sponsored by Verlo Mattress of Madison. Sleep better and dream bigger on a handcrafted, locally made mattress. You can find them on Madison's east side or west side. Either side. Yeah, you got it. Or you can go online. Verlo.com. Verlo.com.
All right. And this is a special. God and Jesus are supporting Harris Wall's edition of the Family Show. It's a message sent to me in a dream last night. And
Just came to you, huh?
yeah, it was like, a text. And I am reacting to it.
A text. So you're going with that.
I'm spreading the word
did it show up on-
nationwide that God has changed his mind. He put God on this. He put Trump on this earth to save us.
Okay.
And I mean that has been the going rumor anyway
Sure.
from evangelicals. Well, I've got news for them, and this is coming from a Lutheran. You guys are wrong now. He has changed his mind.
Okay. Should we put that on Facebook? I mean, how do we get the word out?
Well,
I don't-
we're gonna have to put that on Facebook.
We got to start
definitely.
printing literature and handing it out on the streets.
Oh, boy.
That's right. I'm
Okay.
gonna go up and down the streets.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Mr. Light on religion is going to spread the word that God and Jesus now support Harris Walz. There you go. I mean, that's it. You know, it's changed.
Well, fine.
I think it was after the debate that they made up their mind. So,
The debate changed the mind.
oh, I think so. Yeah.
So Kamala Harris is going to be here tomorrow,
Yeah.
somewhere in the Madison area. I don't
The
know.
rumor for me was
Yeah.
Fitchburg.
Fitchburg.
Where'd you hear the rumor from?
Where
I
did
thought
you
this was
hear
a
that?
confirmed thing.
I don't know. Just take
Did
my
that come
word
to
for
you
it.
in a dream too?
God told
or-
me. God told me.
I had heard. Well, you hear a couple of things, but I don't know if it's been confirmed yet. But I thought the Alliance
We're
Center.
getting close.
Yeah.
We have to know.
I don't know.
You know, we're going to bring our kids, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of us are. I know that Catherine's going to
Well, I had heard.
try and bring her kid, maybe.
I
for
think
that?
so. I
Take-
believe.
Take her out of
that's-
school.
I don't know. Yeah.
Are you going? I know Gen Zers are really hot on Harrison Walz.
I don't know when or where she's gonna be, so I can't say.
Yeah. we're just
Am
clueless.
I
Apparently,
just, am I
nobody
just
knows.
supposed to show up, like at the drop of a hat, where she's gonna be speaking?
Are a couple extra miles too much for you to
Well, no. I just gotta. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I
block
don't
it
know.
off? I think it's going to
It'd
be
be cool.
sometime
It'd be
in
cool
the
to go
afternoon.
see her.
All right, yeah.
I'm trying to
And
find
get
out
your
if it's
questions
been-
ready. I
if
hope
it's
you
been,
answer some questions from the audience.
I'll bring my press pass.
Oh,
Okay.
we got a lot of stuff coming up
right.
after 7 o'clock. I got to tell
we
you
do.
this. I complained yesterday about too much Trump news. You know, it's a fire hose of bull. You all right?
That's it.
And
That's
every time
all-
he does
that's all it is.
then the press has nothing else to really draw from. So we do post a lot of these ridiculous comments of his. You know, the big spigot out in California. He's going to turn it one way, and then it's going to flood Southern California with water. And
Well,
you
they've
turn it
just-
the other way, it turns it
yeah.
off.
They've discovered it as crazy as it is. It blocks all the other
It does.
news
It does.
from hitting headlines. So
Yeah.
the whole thing about cats and dogs being eaten in Springfield by Haitian immigrants. It's just they just push that
Yeah.
stuff out there and run with it, and then that takes the spotlight away from everybody
Right.
else.
The fact
From-
that they don't even have any kind of agenda at
Right. They
all,
don't have a
except for,
plan.
Project 2025, which they discount. Oh, I have nothing to do with that. Or even,
yeah.
oh, do we have?
Catherine sent us a text. Nobody knows yet where the where Kamala Harris will be appearing, but it is tomorrow, so somewhere in the Madison area.
But I have a lot of audio
Yeah.
of Tim Walz.
Yeah. Do you?
Coming up next hour, yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff, and he's telling it like it is. He always does.
He sure
and
does.
he is on the front page of The Onion. Tim Walz unveils new retro-futuristic persona after feeling boxed in by folksy image.
Right. And coming up after our 7 o'clock hour, we'll announce the keyword just after 7. It is now 6:29, and coming up next, it's Idiocracy on 92.7 WMDX, the John and Gordy Show. Good morning.
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point, a dumbing down. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
Idiocracy.
For the smartest guy in the world, you're pretty dumb sometimes.
Yeah, this is a big day. Big day for idiocracy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I talk like a pirate day as well. Wow.
It's 6:34. Temperatures today climbing into the mid-80s. Right now, 54 degrees.
On a special,
Yeah.
God and Jesus are both supporting Harris Wald's edition of the Family Show.
It just came to you in a dream,
It
huh?
did.
That's
so
it.
I'm believing it. And
You're going with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
How else is he going to communicate with me?
I don't know.
Probably doesn't like the new
Do
technology
you gotta
anyway.
do you gotta put a tinfoil hat on your head with a little spike on the top to act as an antenna to God?
No, it's my religion. I'm a Lutheran, and I've got a
So Lutheran-
special line into Jesus and God.
I
There
see.
you go.
Okay, if you say so.
All right. And this is gonna sweep the country when they find out that God and Jesus have now switched because of
Okay.
the debate.
Well, we'll try to get the word out there
It's
for you.
all about. I guess it's just too much craziness going on,
Maybe.
and they've had it as well.
Maybe
Remember,
so.
they flooded the earth once. Well, this is one disaster they can't handle.
Okay.
So,
All right.
oh, okay.
I'm
so,
glad you brought that to our attention because otherwise, how would we know that God has switched his vote if you hadn't told us?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he wants
Is he an early voter? Does he?
he wants me to speak
Okay.
for all religions at this point.
Okay. All right, John.
I think that's a headline, right?
Sure. Why not?
God and Jesus
I-
have switched.
I think
They
that
now
would make
back
headlines. Yeah.
Harris Walls. All right, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, let's get to Ohio again. Can you believe this? Now we're going to focus on an area. It's Portage County in Ohio, and apparently. This is crazy because we know that sheriffs don't think they actually are controlled by anybody. They can do anything they want. They're not reined in by any U.S. law. These law enforcement officers, okay? Sheriffs think they can do anything. And this is just crazy stuff. An Ohio sheriff in Portage County suggests that residents there keep a list of the homes that have Harris yard signs.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
This is insane.
What does he want to do with this list of addresses?
Well, he just wants to make sure that everybody in the town knows that when there's trouble from immigrants, they got to remember who had the Harris yard signs up.
Okay.
He wants to make sure. Now, why would they want to know that in the first place?
Exactly.
They're not going to
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, why would they?
take action against these individuals, their own citizens, their neighbors.
Mm-hmm. I mean, people still put up yard signs, and they have every right to put up a sign in their yard and, express their opinions.
It's their political free speech opinion.
Sure.
Right? Some Portage County residents were alarmed by this sheriff's rhetoric, especially amid the false and inflammatory Republican claims about Haitian immigrants in other Ohio areas. And they filed complaints with the Civil Liberties Union, state and federal agencies, as well as members of Congress, local news outlets. And we have a clip from the local television station down there reporting this.
Okay.
Let's check it out.
We begin with the latest on that controversy in Portage County that continues to get national attention. In a new social media post, the county sheriff is now defending what opponents are calling hateful comments.
The initial post made this weekend tells residents to collect addresses of people displaying signs that support Vice President Harris for president. So Mitty Hicks is in Portage County. She has new details for us. Wondering what the sheriff is saying tonight, Mitty, and what are people who live there telling you?
Yeah. Well, good evening, Russ and Christy. I can tell you that Sheriff Bruce Zukowski is doubling down on his initial comments, releasing a new statement on Facebook just an hour ago saying that he has rights, First Amendment rights, as a citizen. Meanwhile, the folks we talked to here in Portage County disagree. They say he either needs to apologize or step down.
It's pretty bad when you sit there and target people that you're supposed to be in charge of protecting.
Charles Callista has lived here in Portage County for over 80 years, and this is the first time he says he's seen what he calls disgusting comments from an elected official, and he's not alone.
I'm not sure I would feel safe having the sheriff come to my house if I needed help.
He's talking about this post on Sheriff Bruce Zagowski's Facebook, telling his supporters to write down the addresses of the people who support Vice President Kamala Harris for president if she wins. In his post, he calls her a flip-flopping, laughing hyena as he talks about the issue of immigration. These comments aren't sitting well with residents. Some residents are now pushing back on his comments by putting up signs.
I'm not afraid to put a sign up in my yard, although I realize that makes me a target.
But political leaders worry that it's causing voter intimidation.
Yes.
It's reprehensible, unethical. It's crossed the line in the sand.
His opponent says he should get out in front of this.
He was elected. He raised his hand and he swore up to hold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Ohio.
Meanwhile, Republican leaders say he hasn't done anything wrong, and they're standing behind him.
Yes, good.
So I talked to the Secretary of State's office and reached out, and they're saying, you know, the statement is not, it's his First Amendment right to say what he wants to say, and that it does not meet the criteria to be voter intimidation.
But organizations like the ACLU disagree.
The notion that the Portage County Sheriff is keeping a list of Harris supporters raises a specter of other forms of official retribution.
Right.
So within the last hour, we received a statement from the Secretary of State that reads, quote, "Our office has reviewed the comments and determined they don't violate election laws. The sheriff can speak and answer for himself about the substance of his remarks." Now, in the meantime, Portage County Democrats say his comments have caused a ripple effect here in the county and caused a run on the yard sign. So folks supporting Harrison Walls will have to wait until Thursday. That's when the next shipment of yard signs will be in. Russ and Christy.
Just want to point out once again that we have requested an interview with the sheriff several times over the past day and have not heard back.
He's running from it. Yeah. And a brave individual, huh? Yeah. Targeting. One person texted and said it's stalking. Yeah. It is a version of stalking. Another texter, Trump did say he would arrest Harris donors when he becomes president, so the sheriff is just following Trump's lead.
Yeah, great.
And that's true.
Yeah.
So this is voter intimidation without a doubt. And I don't know about the First Amendment on that one. When you start sending a message, chilling message to people so they don't feel like they're safe to speak their minds, to have free speech in the first place. I guess, you know, there's a big problem here, and they don't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
See, I mean, the megas do not see a problem. Well, it's okay. You know, we've got a First Amendment.
Yeah.
Right. But we don't have a First Amendment when it comes to other issues.
Well,
Protesting.
the Harris Walls folks that are in that county should just flood their yard signs. You know,
absolutely,
all over the place. Hand them out for free and get them everywhere.
Put stickers up everywhere.
Surround his yard with them, but not in his yard. Just put them everywhere. He can't escape.
Let's get his address. Yeah.
I'm not promoting this, but you know, spray painting sides of buildings. That's one way of getting back, I guess.
We got another text here. Portage County, Ohio might want to talk to their insurance company about increasing coverage because the ACLU is going to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
There you go.
Wow, that is just an outrageous... It's just amazing to wake up to stories like this. What is happening in Ohio? And again, if this were a Democrat representing Ohio, like J.D. Vance represents the megas in Ohio, boy, they'd be blaming this guy. See, you can't... can't govern at all, but it's okay to have this happen under the watch of J.D. Vance, who represents Ohio. Come on, folks. It goes both ways here.
It does. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anything like that before.
I haven't
Sort of
either.
intimidating just by, having a
lot
sheriff
of first
speak
times
out.
here. We don't know how to react to it.
Right.
I think it's funny how, even as a public official, he says he has his First Amendment rights, which he does.
Right.
But if you are an elected public official, you kind of, by default, have to hold yourself to a higher standard, or at least you should.
Think.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Higher standard. Well, That leads us into Trump again, doesn't it? I just want to remind a lot of the makers out there, he's not president. Yeah. He doesn't have any control. He's just a regular citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a loudmouth,
yeah,
mob boss-like citizen, okay? Trump demands that the Republicans should shut down the government, just like he told them to reject the border policy that the Senate and House came up with.
Yeah, now he's putting the pressure on to shut down the government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's a good campaign strategy.
He wrote, if Republicans don't get the SAVE Act, which means you have to show a birth certificate to prove your right to vote in this country, which is crazy because you can use marriage licenses, a driver's license, and to get a driver's license, you need some of these forms of identification anyway. So this is just a double standard. This is saying, well, we know you have an ID, but we want to see another ID. Right. And they could turn people away easily with this new standard. So the SAVE Act, if Republicans don't get that passed, they should not agree to a continuing resolution in any way, shape, or form. Democrats are registering illegal voters by the tens of thousands as we speak. Again, now he's setting up where if he loses, they're going to say that this happened. They will be voting in 2024 presidential election, and they shouldn't be allowed to, wrote Trump. So, again, a reminder, Trump is not president. He's not elected. He's a mobster-type imitator. Please don't listen to him. I don't know what this is. This is crazy stuff. Again.
Well, and, Mike Johnson, the House Speaker, he listens to Trump and starting to look like they're going to try to shut down the government again. But Mitch McConnell over on the Senate side said this is just crazy, and this will sink the election for good for all the Republicans. And he's speaking out saying, don't do it. It's just stupid. Every time we try to do this, it backfires.
It does. I mean, they could certainly have a continuing resolution, approve it, and then take care of this sometime after the election and do whatever the heck they're going to do.
Right.
Yeah. But in this case, no. Oh, no, we can't do that.
Again, anything to push it out there and
get
their names out there and keep Harris and Walz off to the sidelines.
And we've got so many comments from Tim Walz coming up next half hour. It's fantastic stuff. Plus comments. Actually, it's kind of a face-off between the two VP candidates coming up next half hour. We'll have J.D. Vance comments as well. Crazy comments. And this is all from Midas Touch. Came across their blog site, and they had a whole bunch of cuts from all these individuals. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to play them against each other. Yeah. So you can make that comparison yourself now that you know God and Jesus are supporting the Harris-Walz campaign.
According to the dream that you had last night. What did you eat before you went to bed? Did you have some pizza or something before you went?
Well, that chicken burrito at the theater.
Oh, chicken burrito. Maybe that's why you had that. Well, never
Beetlejuice.
Okay.
I went out and saw that.
Yeah.
Because we're senior citizens.
It was a free showing for
Sam did not go. He couldn't go. He was too young.
Not old.
I'm about 30 years off from being eligible to be in the AARP.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Good movie. We've got a couple of more posts in here about the sign controversy in Portage County, Ohio. One texter says this was actually posted on the official Facebook page, not the sheriff's personal account. So that makes it even, that ups the ante a little bit.
That really does.
Yeah. Well, anyway, keep track of that story. Coming up.
He's an elected official. Maybe they have a chance to elect this guy out.
Maybe. Coming up, we've got right around the corner, Wisconsin Republicans may be denying funding for UW systems.
Yeah, this is a big story.
Again. That's what they always do.
Of course, and then after the top of the hour, we'll announce our next keyword in our Go for the Green and Gold Text to Win contest. It's all coming up on the John and Gordy Show for this Thursday morning on 92.7 WMDX. Yeah.
92.7 WMDX.
Why don't you do it talking like a pirate? Because it's Talk Like a Pirate Day.
I can't talk like that all the time.
We got a text in here that I don't know if this guy's trying to make you guys feel better about yourselves or if you guys actually sound good on the radio. He asked us a question. You guys are senior citizens?
That's Doug from Milwaukee. I think I know Doug.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
then we got another text saying,
we are senior
We're
citizens.
just talking about the sheriff, taking down addresses of people who have Harris wall signs up in their yard. And this person says, it's stochastic terrorism. It is exactly that.
Stochastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, now.
Computer, what's the definition of stochastic?
The adjective stochastic is usually defined as of or relating to a process involving a randomly determined sequence of observations, each of which is considered as a sample of one element from a probability distribution.
That doesn't sound like the definition.
Does that clear it up for everybody? What?
I understand everything now, Gordy.
You do, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, you get that. All right.
That didn't seem right.
Okay.
All right.
High today, about 86 degrees. It's still cool out there this morning, and a little bit of scattered fog in a few areas, and temperatures right around 60 degrees.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sure. Oh, why not?
Guess. Arr. Talk like a pirate today.
It is today. Arr. So it is time right now.
Yeah.
For just, catching up. All right?
All right.
We got to catch up on this stuff. Statewide, we have our gerrymandered Republicans again doing their thing, attacking the UW systems. And what they want to do is prevent the governor from getting $800 million in extra funding for the UW systems.
Where would this $800 million?
Well, we have a huge surplus.
Okay. Oh,
Now,
okay,
and,
sure.
And remember, I have said before, it's not a surplus. It's money that hasn't been spent on things we should be spending it on.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. How much is that surplus? It's like somewhere around $5 billion or so.
It's around $5 billion, $4 billion, something like that.
Yeah.
What's available, I think, is like $3 billion or $4, whatever. But again, it's unspent money that should be spent on us.
Yeah, it's been allocated already.
Well, some of it, but we have a need to get some of those clinics in rural areas funded,
Yes.
child care centers funded, UW system funded, public education, in other words, K through 12, which is horribly underfunded. We have referendums constantly in the state, and that shows that there's a problem, that the Republicans think, well, this is the way to do it. We're not the ones raising taxes. The citizens are voting to raise their own taxes. It's not us. We can make that promise to Grover Norquist,
right,
who said, no increases in taxes ever. And they have taken a vow to hold true to that. To some guy who, by the way, Grover Norquist came up with this idea, never increase taxes.
Right.
He came up with it when he was 12 years old.
And he stuck with it all this time.
And he stuck with that idea. It's a 12-year-old's idea of tax policy.
Right.
And the Republicans say, hey, woo, that's brilliant.
Okay.
I can't handle it. Sometimes I just can't handle it. Anyway, $800 million. We need it for the UW system, and Governor Evers is requesting it. It is the largest proposed increase in state history, but they need it. The GOP lawmakers are not sold on the idea amid dwindling, get this, enrollment campus closures. Who's causing that? Republicans.
Yes.
They're not funding the UW systems. Get with it. I mean, if they did, they promoted and they maybe even had more courses at all the smaller universities
And more
around the
recruiters.
state.
More recruiters.
They'd be able to get local students in.
Yes.
But instead, they ignored it, and they're shutting them down, and they're happy with that. They're very happy with what's going on with that.
Yeah.
So anyway, they've caused the dwindling enrollment cause and effect, folks. So anyway, let's listen to this little track from Governor Evers on this enrollment number problem.
Something they're starting this year. You can still get that information from open records requests, but experts say this is really going to dwindle some transparency going forward.
Yeah.
And it's going to make it harder to, keep smaller campuses alive if we don't know those numbers.
Sure.
It's not open to the public. Just your thoughts about that policy change.
I agree with everything you said. It's my understanding that they are going to release that information in the very near future. That you won't have to go any further than hearing it from somebody in authority here. So, yeah, I agree with you. We need to know the numbers, and the numbers are available, so let's make them available.
There we are. And they're going to release numbers of the dwindling enrollment at all the other campuses around the state. And we just know that they're decreasing dramatically because they're not being promoted and they don't have the courses. And then students just go someplace else, and even, in fact, out of state.
Right. Yeah. That's it.
It's just outrageous. It really is.
Yeah.
I don't know. And for some reason, even under gerrymandering, you'd think that the public would say, well, this is enough, This is enough. We've penalized them year after budget. We can't keep doing this because it's just costing everybody a whole lot more money. And, of course, then tuitions go up because it's no longer frozen tuition. So now the tuitions can go up and cost parents more money. Instead of spreading that cost around to everybody in the state, they're just focusing on the parents sending their kids to college. And so it's going to be a heavier burden on those families.
Hey, coming up in our 7 o'clock hour, Alanna Medearis and Jim Kreul from Duck Soup Cinema will be in here to talk about a movie that's coming up at that cinema.
Yes.
And also we'll check in with Brittany Merlot on the weather. It's all straight ahead, and we've got our Go for the Green and Gold Text to Win contest right around the corner, right here on 92.7 WMDX.
Gordy Show.
It's a beautiful morning.
First of all, you guys put on a good show, and I think that goes without saying.
I love your show. I listen all the time.
You have a pretty fun show. I listen to it most of the time, you know. Keep up the good work.
No, it's disgusting. It's a ploy.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
God, it's all toilet sounds.
Good morning, John and Gordy.
Good morning, John and Gordy.
Good morning, John and Gordy.
Thank you.
Good morning. It's Talk Like a Pirate Day here on 92.7 WMDX, the John and Gordy Show.
Also my wedding anniversary.
Yeah, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
however many years, and you can't figure it out, can you?
31,
1992, 93, 94, somewhere in there.
Does it say it on your Facebook
This
profile?
is important to you, isn't it? Gordy?
Somewhere in the early 90s, you got married.
Somewhere in there.
You don't know when.
Well, that's a blur.
It is. Weather today, temperatures cooled this morning into the mid to upper 80s later today. A lot of sunshine. No rain yet.
You know, after having two kids,
Yeah.
it all just
It
blurs.
starts to blur. Okay. This portion of the John and Gordy Show is sponsored by Verlo Mattress of Madison. Sleep better and dream bigger.
Say it with me, Gordy. On a handcrafted Verlo mattress.
Yes. You can sleep.
Available. Go on.
Let's start over. Let's see if we can read it in unison.
Okay.
Ready? The
This
John and Gordy
Gordy
Show is sponsored by Verlo Mattress of Madison. Sleep better, dream bigger on a handcrafted, locally made mattress. You forgot locally. Find them on Madison's east and west sides or online at verlo.com. Okay.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, that was really
A
good.
little more musical.
Okay. We got that happening.
Okay, and
Terry Bell.
stochastic,
Yeah.
we have somebody who defined it for us on our
Right.
text line.
Oh.
And all you have to do is get out that Civic Media app and just text us very easily and quickly and throw your 2 cents. And we love that. We are collecting 2 cents on a regular basis here.
Speaking of the Civic Media
Small
app,
jar.
what can they use that to do right now, Gordy?
Well, we have our contest going on right now. The Go for the Green or Gold Text Win contest. It's time for our keyword for this hour. And by the way, the number is 608-879-8255. Or you do have that Civic Media app. If you have that, which is free, you can download that and then just go to the text button and text the word democracy, okay? This time around, it's for a gold chain necklace. Democracy is the word. This is a statewide contest. And again, a text to win contest here on 92.7 WMDX. The keyword is, again, democracy. Download that app, find our station, WMDX, use the text button, and send that keyword in before the top of, before 8 o'clock. Democracy is the keyword. And by the way, everybody is entered into the contest. Once you text in, you get entered for the grand prize drawing, which is to see the Green and Gold in Green Bay Monday, December 23rd against New Orleans. That's going to be a great game. A pair of tickets for that. In fact, club level seats. Okay? All right. Got that going? The word is democracy.
The texts are just rolling in now.
Yes, 608-879-8255. Okay. All right.
Like I was promising about stochastic, I was going to mention that. And
We got so many texts rolling in now that you can't scroll back to the text that somebody sent in about it.
Yeah, we found it out. Here we go.
Stochastic terrorism is when you put violent ideas in the heads of followers, like the cult that follows Trump, in the hopes that someone will carry out a violent act. All right?
Stochastic terrorism. Okay.
All right.
That's what
For
that
some
is.
reason,
They've been doing that for
our
quite a
computer
while.
was not able to provide that information.
Well, it was a very confusing definition.
Now, as you know, under the banner that this is the special God and Jesus Support Harris Walls edition of the Family Show, and a vision that I had, and now they have changed their endorsement. God and Jesus both have changed their endorsement, no longer believe that Trump is going to save the country or is the second coming.
This is all based on a dream that you had last night. It came to you in the middle of the night.
Do you think that can happen with the Teamsters Union now?
Well,
maybe.
First of all, I understand that God felt threatened because the orange God wanted to take his place.
Oh, boy.
So I think there was a reversal there. But yeah, we saw we saw a chyron of Trump.
Right. Yeah, Trump calls non-endorsement a great honor from the Teamsters. They decided they're not endorsing anybody, so he figures that's a great honor for him.
He jumped on this one, calling the non-endorsement a great honor. Wow. and again, I think he really should, in his second life, be a writer for The Onion, because this is beyond parody at this point.
It
All right.
really is.
All right. Well, under that banner that God has changed his allegiance, and he'll vote for Harris and Walz, okay?
Okay.
Walz
Yeah.
has a suggestion for Trump in regards to losing this election. So let's check out cut 136. This is Tim Walz. Finally, we've got information and audio from the Harris-Walz campaign.
We need to be very clear about how we talk about that, because he lost the election, and there's no doubt about that. There's no need to have fair and balanced news coverage on that, because there is no fair and balance. He lost the election fair and square. And look, my high school students know this, and my players knew this. You play hard, the other team plays hard, and after the game, if you lose, you'll walk across and shake hands and congratulate the other team. That's the way it works. In politics, you take it another step forward. You walk across and congratulate the winner, and then you pledge to do all you can to help them succeed, because that's good for America.
Making sense, right?
Right.
Now, I did teach for a while. I think I'm a pretty good teacher, and I would always give my students extra chances to learn. Sometimes you don't learn the lesson the first time. So Donald Trump did not learn the lesson the first time, but the good news is he's going to learn the lesson in November.
There it is. He's going to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
And, it's
Tim
completely
Walz.
changed around now. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
I'm just going to scroll down. We've got a lot of people entering in at the contest here.
Right.
Okay, so now Walz is, maybe bringing a little spotlight on J.D. Vance's suggestion that if you just create a situation, you can draw a spotlight, a news media spotlight on a certain issue or topic.
Yeah.
If you just make something up.
Make something up.
So
It
cut
takes the
137.
spotlight. Yep.
This last weekend, Donald Trump's running mate, Senator Vance, did a really remarkable thing. He got called out by a fair and free press that are a part of our democracy and fundamental to the freedoms of this country. He got called out by that press about telling vicious, hurtful lies about immigrants. But he did something. He told the truth. They asked him if maybe it was an accident or he didn't mean it. No, he said, I admit it. I'm willing to create stories to spread fear to drum up support for us. Now, the only thing amongst this group is no kidding. We've been seeing that for years. But at least they admitted it. So you got to ask, what other things are they making up stories about? I think you know. The reason you do that is because if you told what you really stood for, no one would vote for you. And that includes the folks who think that, because you have your neighbors who are out there. Hell, we have them in our families, don't we know? So, but that's what happens. And I don't really like Donald Trump, but I like what he stands for. Oh, really? Suppressing women's reproductive rights? Is that the one you want? Or is it cutting taxes for billionaires while you get screwed in the middle class? Is that the one you like? Or is it ignoring real problems?
Yeah.
Like our children being shot dead in schools? Is it those things or whatever? So I think for all of us, the truth here, you know who Donald Trump is. You know the pain that he caused.
The thing that we have the mass shootings at these schools, right? And they're focusing on immigrants eating animals out of the parks. Okay, you got to put it in perspective. There's something definitely wrong with these people. We got a text here. Saw a great anti-Trump sign last week. It said, "Sometimes you have to flush twice." We flushed once. Now we got to do it again.
That's good text.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. You can text us at 608-879-8255. That's our number.
But remember, you have to, when you're entering this contest, you have to spell democracy right.
Yes.
And sometimes, I oftentimes double click on something and the word is misspelled, and somebody misspelled it here, and we want to make sure that they are entered into the contest.
Yes.
So
It looks like they did right after.
Yeah,
okay,
they did.
great.
Yep.
Fantastic. All right. I just want to give her a little reminder there. J.D. Vance is saying that he isn't to blame for anything that's going on in Springfield.
Really?
Let's play that clip, 138.
I want to tell you what's even more disgraceful. What's even more disgraceful than the policy is the effort to silence the residents of Springfield. I've seen this from the American media, a lot of people who pretend to be fair journalists. You know what they've been saying?
No.
For the last few days, Springfield has been experiencing an unbelievable number, something like 35, 40 bomb threats in Springfield
that's pretty
in
bad.
just the last few days. Yep. And you know what the governor of Ohio came out yesterday and said? Every single one of those bomb threats was a hoax, and all of those bomb threats came from foreign countries.
Okay.
So the American media for 3 days has been lying and saying that Donald Trump and I are inciting bomb threats, when in reality, the American media has been laundering foreign disinformation. It is disgusting. And every single one of them owes the residents of Springfield an apology. But I think it illustrates something, my friends, that is so sick from the American press in 2024. And it's that instead of talking about the crises in our country, they try to silence the people who are experiencing them. Because their message in talking about these bomb threats and in lying to the American people and saying they came from me and Donald Trump, what they're doing is trying to shut all of us up. They're trying to say, how dare you, citizens of Springfield, complain about this migrant inflow because now these bomb threats are happening. How dare you complain about the fact that you can't afford housing? How dare you complain about Kamala's open border? The media conspired to shut American citizens up. They owe every single American an apology.
By the way, that happened right after Vance made this whole plea that we need to tone down the rhetoric.
Wasn't that just fan? I mean, seriously, they brought attention to Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where the threats came from, even if they came from out of the country. They're the ones who made it a story. They literally made up the story.
And they encouraged outside influence to, maybe create a few bomb threats here and there. They have created this situation. I was trying to reverse. It blows your mind. I hate to bring up that term, but it does blow your mind.
Twisting himself in a pretzel, trying to explain it. 18 minutes past the hour, and temperatures today getting into the mid-80s. We're going to get an update on the weather forecast from Brittany Merlot right around the corner here on 92.7 WMDX Madison.
We got more Tim Walls coming up.
Yep.
Morning, Brittany.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
Hey.
Hey.
What's on your T-shirt there?
News headlines. Looks like a newspaper clipping put together. Yeah.
All right. So if somebody is looking at your headlines,
right? I'm going to smack them. It's a trick. It's all a trick.
It's a trick. You're setting them up. Oh, boy. Wow.
That's awesome. Now I got to burn the shirt. Jeez. Guys.
No, you don't. No, it's
no.
Did you get that online, or did you find that in a store somewhere?
I actually found it in a store. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah.
So you feeling okay this week? You were out for a few days last week.
Yeah, I was in the ER last week, so it's really, really bad. I'm going for a follow-up today, so I'll have more info on what the heck happened later today.
Okay.
So I'll know more tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, we won't bring it up, but if you want to bring it up,
I talk about my ER experiences all the time. I've got quite a history. I'm putting out a book.
Okay.
I mean, it was ridiculous. I had like 2 consecutive ER experiences where I'd never been to the ER before.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it was something else.
Yeah? What was it? What was it?
Well, a kidney stone.
Oh, yeah.
And in a follow-up, I had horrible stomach pain, so I went in. But
have either of you ever broken a bone?
Nope.
Nope.
I broke my back. That was fun.
What the hell?
What?
Doing what?
Whitewater
Rock climbing?
rafting. That was a guide. That was my second job because TV doesn't pay.
You. Okay.
92.7 WMDX. We have
It's the John and Gordy show. Yeah.
You know, Brittany Merlot,
Yeah.
our meteorologist,
Right.
is a stunt woman. I understand. and,
Well,
a
we
major,
knew she was-
and a major risk taker.
Yeah.
We knew that, you know, you like to camp every weekend. You like to
Boat.
be out. You do all these activities, but you threw something at us during the break here that we had no idea how to react to.
You
And I
broke
don't know
your back. You broke your
you-
back boating?
Yes. Well, no, not boating. Okay, so I used to be a whitewater rafting guide. So I
Of
would
course
take
you did. Why
people
wouldn't
down.
you?
Right?
What
I
the
know. It
heck?
was so fun until that.
You
Goodness.
broke your back.
Yeah,
My
so
God.
it actually was because of the weather too. So we were in a little bit of a drought. It was
You
August.
should hate the weather.
I know. Shake my fist at it. I do quite
Oh
often, but yeah, no, that was pretty crazy. So less water in the river, and we went over the waterfall like we always did, but a lot more rocks were visible. So the front of the raft went bam right into a rock, and the guides sit on the top, and you just
Yeah.
get catapulted right off. So I went flying in the air and landed right on the rock, and it shattered
man.
some of my back. So I was in the ER for,
Are you
that for
okay?
a while. I still struggle. I still have a lot of pain. The sciatic
Mm-hmm.
nerve goes off every once in a while, but a lot of PT. Got to stay active. That's another reason why I'm so active, because if I sit still, that thing is going to probably seize up on me.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
That was 2019, so a couple
Okay.
years ago, but
It's not like you've been laying
5
back
years.
since then.
No.
either.
No.
Jeez,
You're very
you're
active.
crazy, you know.
Well.
You know, I understand. I had a slight back pain problem too. That I didn't think was slight, and I went in, and they offered the ability to deaden a nerve in your spine where it would rub with the vertebrae.
yeah.
And so they
Okay.
would deaden it, and it would be dead for about 2 years before it reconnected and repaired itself.
Okay.
So you'd go in every 2 years and have it numb, deaden, and go back in a couple of years later.
Hey, that's
You're
Able
good
to
to
do
know.
everything you want. Yeah,
good to know.
whitewater rafting. Go ahead.
1701 Texan says Brittany needs a Verlo mattress.
Yes, maybe that's it. Okay.
Yes. Mattresses are clutch right now.
Strapped to her back.
Okay.
But I don't mean that in. Well, okay. Let's get to the weather.
Let's go to the weather now with Brittany, and what's it looking like for our area today?
Well, you still probably need the AC today. It's still going to be a hot one, right? Mid 80s for you guys. So sunshine out there right now, but clouds increasing this afternoon. We've got showers and storms moving in. Right now, they're staying far to the north and west of you, but by tonight, it is going to be hitting all of us, every single one of us. So I think into your area after 10 p.m. We'll see these showers and storms move in. Nothing should be severe for you. They may be severe further off to the northwest, but they look to dissipate, ease up as they head towards you guys. So we're looking at about a 1/4 inch of rainfall, just some rumbles of thunder, and that's about it. But it'll be overnight, late tonight, and it'll be gone by tomorrow, which is good news. I thought some of it was going to hang on, but this thing quickly clears on out of here to a lot of sunshine and still some low 80s tomorrow.
Okay. Well, good enough.
That's nice.
We need the rain.
Yeah.
It's
We
been
do.
awfully dry lately.
Yeah. My lawn blew away. You know, it's not just dust.
There's
Dust
nothing
in the
left
wind.
to water.
I know.
More
It's
showers
terrible.
over the weekend, maybe coming back or no?
Yes, so it kind of looks
Okay.
pretty dry for a good chunk of Saturday, but by Saturday night and into Sunday, Sunday's a soaker. You're going to want to stay inside, watch some football or something because
Sunday soaker. Okay.
we're looking at 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. It's going to be raining all day,
Like
all
it.
day.
All right,
Yeah.
Brittany, thank you very much. We appreciate
welcome.
that report.
All right.
We'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
Bye,
It's
guys.
Brittany Merlot. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Brittany Merlot, our civic media meteorologist. Okay.
All right, let's get back to our cuts here that we have. It's a dueling match between VP candidates.
Yes.
And this time it's a track from J.D. Vance. And, you know, we've talked about this before, where when you're elected when you're elected to office, you have one responsibility, and that is to listen to your constituents.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you listen to them and believe everything they say. The other part of your job is to hear them and then check out their complaint to see if it's valid, if it's real. That message is gone. It never got to J.D. Vance.
Okay.
All right, so let's listen to this. This is cut 139.
Hi, Senator Vance. Katrina Kaufman, CBS News. So, a woman who was behind an early Facebook post about the Haitian migrants in Springfield has now apologized for spreading false rumors. You say that you have a responsibility to share what your constituents tell you, but don't you also have a responsibility to fact check them first?
Well, I think the media has a responsibility to fact check the residents of Springfield, not lie about it.
No, you. That's your responsibility, idiot. God. And I got to tell you that I cut down a lot of the audience effects in both Walls and Vance's cuts because, we don't want to hear that. But anyway, that's he doesn't know that he has to check on what he hears. Anecdotal evidence is not real. You really have to go to the source and find out if what you're going to say makes any sense to anybody and is true, okay? So now let's go to a cut from Walls here. He points out how megas are breaking the government over and over and proving their case that the government doesn't work.
Right.
So this is cut 140.
But I will say this. On the second one, this is the one thing he kept his word on, and he actually followed through with it. He said to his rich buddies, well, you're rich as hell, and I'm going to give you a tax cut. He did. He did give a tax cut to the wealthiest amongst us. All the while creating the largest debt of any president in history. And then, as our Republican friends are so apt to do, they tell you government doesn't work, then they get elected and prove it. We know that shell game. And the third thing he did, and he brags about this often, he forgets about this too. He rammed through 3 judges who made sure that women are no longer responsible for their own health care choices. And I don't know, he found enough energy to do this. He did all that before he tried to violently overthrow our election and deny a free and fair election.
All right.
There you have it.
So I've got a perfect example of breaking the government. This is a track from Vance. Cut one.
Oh,
what?
No time,
I think
John.
we're out of time here.
Oh.
Sorry, pal.
This happens every day, doesn't it?
You bet it does.
You just lose track of time. It's pretty easy for you to lose it. I guess.
That's true.
We have clocks all over the studio, but apparently you've never seen them.
Got a Samsung watch that keeps me on schedule.
Okay. Coming up next, we're going to talk to our guests, Alanna, Medearis, and Jim Kreul from Duck Soup Cinema. They're going to tell us about a movie coming up there. It's all coming up on the John and Gordy Show on 92.7 WMDX.
Let the sun shine. It's the John and Gordy Show.
Yep.
Maybe, Jim, you might want to grab that chair and sit so you're both level with the microphone.
Okay.
And because it really is a close talking mic.
Sure. If you want to check your headphone level, too.
Yeah. So you should be able to hear yourself right now as we test things.
Yep. Can I have
Testing,
my
1, 2, 3.
headphone down a little bit?
Let's see which should be at 4. Hello. Is that changing at all?
No, that's better. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jim, can you hear okay?
Testing. Not much.
Okay. He's in 3, I think. This one?
No, I did that one already.
Testing.
Okay, sorry. Let me turn
This
that
one?
back.
Testing.
No reading at all. Okay. Let's see. I'm on 2. You're on 1.
I'm on 1. So it's
And
those 2.
this one is that one, and this should be his.
Right. Turn it up a little bit. Can you hear it?
Testing. No, a little bit. Just a little. It's sufficient.
Is it there?
I don't hear much.
That's fully. It's turned all the way up. All right.
This one is his, but he's not getting much.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
I had a brand new set of headphones that I just put in the cabinet yesterday. Disappeared once again.
Right. Well, I know
Well, you
everybody
could
looks
probably
at
actually
me.
just-
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah, okay.
My wife always blames me for. Special edition. God and Jesus have both changed their minds and are now supporting the Harris Walls edition of the Family Show.
This came to you in a dream
It
last
did,
night
yes.
after you had a chicken burrito. Is that the story, really?
Decided
it
to,
just-
switch religions. Evangelicals, forget it.
All
The
right.
Lutherans now. He's passing this information through the Lutherans.
And you're the prophet. Okay.
I am. Okay.
All right. Well,
It's a
that's
big
good to know.
headline. Our guests are probably just stunned by this, but
I think so. And we'll get to our guests in a moment. Jim Kreul and Alanna Medearis. Did I get that right, Alanna?
You did. Yeah.
Close enough? Okay.
10 out of 10.
Okay. Okay. But first, we want to remind you what the keyword is for this hour. And if you text in this keyword to our contest, our Go for the Green and Gold Text to Win contest, the number is 608-879-8255. You'll be entered to win a gold chain necklace from Civic Media. Again, the word is democracy, okay? Democracy. This is a statewide contest. And again, you have until 8 o'clock to enter in for that gold chain necklace and be also entered in for the grand prize, which is a pair of indoor club level tickets to see the Green and Gold in Green Bay Monday, December 23rd against New Orleans. Okay.
All right.
Time for our guests.
That's right.
Jim
And-
Kreul, Alanna Medearis.
That's right.
Close enough?
You got it.
And we're
Okay,
talking
all right.
about the upcoming season of Duck Soup Cinema that's going on at the Overture Center.
Right across the street here.
That's right. And give us
State
an
Street.
overview of what is taking place. What is this all about for those who may not know?
Yeah, absolutely. So a few times a year, we really work to reclaim the heritage and history of Capitol Theater, which originally opened in 1928 as a silent film house. So we do this a few times a year. We have a silent film. We have an MC. Often do talkbacks. And then we have an organist that plays along with the films.
Oh, wonderful.
We do some vaudeville. It's really a whole show that we put on. It's a lot of fun.
Might want to even try an accordionist. next time. Just add a little Wisconsin flavor to
That
these
wouldn't
silent
make
movies.
any sense at all.
Maybe out in the
Old-time
lobby.
cinema, they didn't
I
use
have an
accordion.
I have an accordion. I should bring it into the studio one of these days.
Great.
You're hired.
Okay.
All right. See, it was just an idea. Just throw it out there. And I'm sure it would go well with the cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about this
the first movie, the first of your series here.
Right. It's a famous German silent film from 1920 about the mysterious Dr. Caligari, who's sort of a traveling showman, and his main
somnambulist.
Somnambulist. His main attraction is this also mysterious somnambulist or sleepwalker named Cesare. And in the town that they visit, there are all of a sudden some mysterious deaths and murders, and the rest of the film tries to explain the story behind those mysteries.
This is German Impressionism.
Yeah.
German Expressionism.
Expression. And the one thing I want to just ask you, and when I first saw these, it blew my mind. I mean, I've seen other movies as a kid and all that, but then when I saw these movies, the other Impressionist movies or Expressionist movies, it was hard to accept, and it was so scary. Just the visuals are frightening.
Right. Yeah, they're very vivid and very memorable. The sets have these odd angles, and there's splashes of light and dark that are even painted onto the sets, giving it a very weird effect. And it's had a lasting influence on horror films and suspense films. And it struck me just watching Beetlejuice recently. Most of the underworld
was just
is exactly like that.
Yeah, set designs were exactly like that. What were some of the other expressionist movies like that? It was.
Well, there's I'm going to blank on exact titles, but ultimately there was a whole movement that sort of emphasized that sort of dark lighting. That after the war, a lot of those filmmakers came to United States and were heavily influential in mystery films and film noir and sort of the lighting scheme that we associate with that period as well.
Yeah.
So, Alanna, when is this movie showing? Dr. Caligari.
Yeah, October 5th. We have 2 shows, one at 2 o'clock and one at 7 o'clock. Come for that show. This one, you come for the horror, stay for the fun. And hope that you come back for the other 2 on the series. We also offer tickets for the whole series, which are just $30.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And this is a part of a series that includes some other movies too, right?
Yes or no? Kind of curious about this. I've never heard of this one.
Yeah, one of the goals for the programming is to not only bring back the classics that everyone knows, but also bring back some of the stars that were big in the day, but maybe aren't as recognizable now. So Norma Talmadge is the star of Yes or No, and she was actually a significantly popular actress in the late teens, early 20s. And she was popular enough that she and her husband actually formed their own production company. So this is when the stars actually started to get more leverage in the industry. And one of the films that came out of that is Yes or No. And it's sort of a showcase for her talent in that she plays a dual role, sort of a rich woman and a poor woman. And it's adapted from a stage play, which on stage, there were 2 separate areas on the stage telling those 2 different stories. Really? But in the film, they cross-cut between the stories. And it's an interesting piece. And if people don't know Norma Talmadge, this is an opportunity to see her on the big screen.
And when will that one be shown? Do you have a date on that one?
We do, yeah. That's January 18th.
Okay.
And then there's a third one, and that is the Dragon Painter. Right? And it gets swept away by the haunting beauty of the Dragon Painter. Tell us about that.
Yeah, actually, it's another interesting example of a star who people might not recognize the name today, Sesu Hayakawa. And He also actually was a very popular figure. He was a Japanese-American actor, and like Talmadge, he actually was able to create his own production company. In his case, he was frustrated by sort of the stereotypical roles that were being given to him in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So the production company he formed, he made about 20 films through his company, and one of them is this, which has a more nuanced presentation of Japanese culture. It's set in a painter in the Japanese mountains, a mountain range in Japan, who creates paintings and then throws them away because he's angry at the gods for taking away his fiancée. Someone from Tokyo discovers one of the paintings and brings him to Tokyo, and that's sort of the starting point of the film.
We're talking with Alanna Medearis and Jim Kreul from Duck Soup Cinema about the movies in that series. So I have a question. These are silent movies. You have an organist. Do you have to bring in that organ? Is that organ already there? Is it in the theater and you hide it?
The original organ?
So if you come to Capitol Theater, which I hope you come for many, many shows there, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking towards the stage, it's on the right-hand side. So it's kind of in a cabinet there,
I see.
but is much more prominent and lit up for this. It's called a Grand Barton organ, so it's a theater organ.
Wow, yeah.
And it was actually original to this space, which is pretty amazing. We recently restored it, and that's a big part of the series.
So these movies, what I'm curious about is these movies, do they come with a score that the organist plays, or does the organist bring their own music to this? How does that work?
Or is he riffing?
Just making it up?
Sometimes they have scores, kind of classic scores, but for the most part, they're original compositions. And we have some really talented organists that we work with. The first one on the series is going to be Clark Wilson, and then the other two are Jelani Eddington. So they do this all over the country, and there's really just a few theaters around the country that do this work. So we're really lucky to have this right here in Madison.
Yeah, it's really
and
cool.
just a note about Jelani in particular. He's very good at working the sound effects as well. Like, so the Barton organ not only plays the music, but also has built into it different sound effects that he can, and in a sense that he riffs on as things are happening on the screen. He can sort of like add. I mean, he practices and anticipates things, but it's part of the experience that people, I think, should.
That's a
look
lot of
for.
work.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, you can't see that anywhere else except at an event like this, or a series like this. That's
Thank goodness it's not as long as something like Metropolis.
We have done Metropolis on the series, but for those longer films, we find ways to kind of break them up or pull back on the vaudeville for those. But yes, this is a much shorter film.
I know this is kind of cruel, but when my kid was born, my younger one, my son, I used to call him Nosferatu. Just reminded me of the main character.
That was last season. Last October.
Okay.
Should have brought him.
Yes, should have taken him there.
Although the remake's coming out soon.
Oh,
There's a big remake coming out, so you can share that.
I hope there's some kind of expressionist version of that, modern expressionism.
Of which?
Of any movie.
Well, Nosferatu's been remade a few times. Werner Herzog made one in the 70s, and
that's right.
Yeah, there's it certainly has had a lasting influence. All the films in that tradition.
All right.
So you got the series here, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. That's on October 5th, right? Yes or no, January 18th, and then the third one, Dragon Painter, May 3rd.
That's correct.
So plenty of time to get tickets in advance, and they can do that at the website, right?
Yep, they can go online to overture.org and find Duck Soup Cinema there. We have tickets for all three for $30. We also have single tickets for $12, and then we have a special 12 and under price of $4.
Sam?
Shameless plug for a hobby of mine. You said, I believe The Dragon Painter, the last film in the series, is going to be shown in original 35mm format.
Yes, we're fortunate to secure a print from the San Francisco Silent Film Festival. In addition to doing a festival, they also have actually a collection of prints that we were able to access. And even though Yes or No is not on 35mm, it's a recent digital restoration and we're securing that from the Library of Congress.
And Caligari also?
Caligari is a commercially distributed digital version from Kino Lorber. So.
And probably restored.
Yeah, it'll look good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Very much.
It sounds like a fun event, and, I can't wait for the other movies in the series to continue the silent movie era, basically.
Great.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
It's Alanna Medearis and Jim Kreul, Duck Soup Cinema. And again, thanks for being in here today. Appreciate it. Okay.
Well,
Moving on.
Yeah, I've got an incredible story here. This is, you may not even believe this. It's
what do you got there?
It's something that blew a lot of people's minds when it happened. This was taking place in the Senate. And mega politician John Kennedy, and I just hate using the name.
I know it
for some of these mega Republicans, but he represents the very bottom rung of American politics.
Seems like it, yeah.
And he badgered Medearis, and she's the executive director of the Arab American Institute, who testified about hate crimes in the U.S. Kennedy's blatant and insulting spin, it says here, is standard mega practice now. I want you to hear this. 134.
I'm afraid we don't have time, John. I see a running theme here.
It seems like it.
Actually, this is just a joke. We're this is a new element
you didn't really
of the show.
Even have a cut, did you?
No, I didn't have a cut. I'm just playing you. That's all.
You're the master of illusion, aren't you, John?
The master of illusion. Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, let me remind.
This is happening to me all the time.
Yeah, I know.
I got to shorten up these cuts, or at least ask Megas to shorten it. Make your point and just. Give me a chance to play your cut.
Okay. This portion of the John and Gordy Show is sponsored by Verlo Mattress of Madison. Sleep better and dream bigger on a handcrafted, locally made mattress. You can find them on Madison's east side and west side or online at verlo.com.
I mean, it's the intention, right?
Is it?
It's what I'm trying to bring.
Of course you bring. That's exactly it. Coming up, we've got some odds and ends, some leftovers.
We've got this one left over.
This and that. Yeah, maybe we can get to that. Leftovers.
We'll
can we do that? Why don't we do that? It's 7:49. Back with more of John and Gordy on 92.7 WMDX right after this.
Terrific if you like eating leftovers.
Leftovers?
Leftovers?
I kept the leftovers.
The leftovers!
Just some leftovers.
Leftovers for a week and a half.
He ate those leftovers.
leftovers.
The funeral leftovers.
Leftovers. Enjoy.
92.7 WMDX Madison. It's the John and Gordy Show. 9 minutes before the top of the hour. Weather today, sunshine's beautiful out there. Temperatures getting into the mid to upper 80s. Maybe some rain later tonight.
We got a text here from Mark. Heard to say he said that he has Metropolis on DVD in his collection, and I have to say, and this is sad news, Mark.
What?
But they have so many versions of Metropolis.
Yeah.
They keep updating it, finding film, adding stuff.
Well, yeah, they don't even have the original full-length version.
No, they don't. But they keep discovering elements of it. And they have different versions in different countries.
Every 15 years, they find an extra minute, so they got to release a new version.
Exactly. I know. It's crazy stuff, right?
When was it originally out? I mean, is that a really...
1927?
Okay.
27 or 28.
And they're still finding
the one
stuff
that I kind of like is it has the soundtrack from Giorgio Moroder. And it's really a powerful, powerful soundtrack. It's not just an organ. I mean, it is fully produced. And I really like that version because of the soundtrack. But again, they have added to it. Last time we had Jim in the studio from Cinema.
Jim Healy from Cinematech.
Yeah,
right.
He mentioned that they have a newer, more updated version of it, which killed me. I tell you, when you could buy DVDs and Blu-rays, when they stopped doing it now, you could search these things out. You could find them. Yeah. I guess you can go online and also try to do that as well. But they're always changing it. And Metropolis is one of those classics that you just got to have the full version of. And and Mark, if yours is on DVD, you have an older version, which is probably 3 hours long instead of 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably better than the VHS copy from the 80s or something.
Yeah, oh yeah, probably. Way better.
So I know one of the things we were going to talk about today was Beetlejuice. We saw it last night.
We did.
And we had it was great. It was really I really enjoyed it. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're maybe talk more about it tomorrow, but
we'll do it on Johnny at the Movies tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
It was quite the experience.
I just loved the song that was toward I don't want to give anything away.
There's a song in it that finally gets the treatment it should have gotten all along.
And it's sort of near the end of the film, and it just really it's so Tim Burton. It's just it's so bizarre.
He picked one of the worst songs of all time.
One of the worst songs that was a big hit,
but he made a video out of it.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah, it works.
It really works. Yeah, big thumbs up. Anyway, we'll talk more about
we'll talk
Beetlejuice tomorrow.
Yeah, we got out our walkers. We were able to go to the movies.
It's an AARP production, so yeah.
The thing that really kind of dates everything is AARP sponsored the last Rolling Stones tour.
Yes,
they were the sponsor.
Makes perfect sense.
Wow.
Yeah,
I feel like we're in the in crowd now.
Well, is that how you feel? Yeah.
Hey, that's the magic of working in radio. Is people can't tell how old you are.
Yeah.
Doug earlier, he couldn't tell that you guys were senior citizens.
I know. Thanks, Doug. We appreciate that. Yeah. Up there. We're reading some more texts here.
What's that? John Scott.
Mark is texting back to you that his is an updated version. So don't know if it's the most recent one. It mentions that they found footage in the theater in Argentina.
I have 3 updated versions. Okay, Mark. So, don't feel bad.
You got a copy on Laserdisc?
We all got stuck.
Do you got a copy on Laserdisc, John?
I do not.
Ah.
And then there's a text before Mark's text about the Dr. Caligari. There's a song.
There's a song inspired by the movie.
Do you have that?
I do.
Can we play a little bit of it? I just, I'm interested in some of the music.
Das Cabinet.
Okay.
This song is not giving 1920s silent film.
It doesn't.
But maybe. I haven't actually seen the movie. So.
Actually, this sounds pretty much like the soundtrack to Metropolis.
Which soundtrack?
Giorgio Moroder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
Interesting.
But not as much bass.
Okay.
All right. But that's okay. No lyrics to that?
A couple here and there, but I guess not in that spot.
That's okay. That's all right.
And Beetlejuice had a song earlier in the movie, too, that I wasn't familiar with, but that one got some laughs, too, and I'm not exactly sure what the context was. I
can't remember that one.
Yeah. So much in that movie.
Look, I was trying to balance my food.
Well, you had the chicken burrito? You had a great big beer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flaming chicken burrito. Not good. My wife is supposed to eat half of it, but it had onions in it, and she doesn't like onions.
Maybe you should have
happy anniversary to you, by the way.
Maybe you should go and have that burrito more often and have some more visions about get divine inspiration.
Messages from God.
Yeah.
He's going through the Lutherans now.
So maybe other people are having similar dreams eating the chicken burrito at the cinema there.
Try it and see what happens. It might catch on. Might take off, and everybody in the country should know again that God and Jesus are backing Harris Walz.
Well, according to your dream, again.
Well, MAGAs have claimed that God wants Trump to be the president. I'm just saying he's changed his mind. I'm just saying.
Okay.
And that's all it requires.
And then also tomorrow we're going to delve into the Onion because we got the first printed edition. Thank you, Sam. The first printed edition of their, they're back in print once a month, right?
Yeah. But we're going to go back through our old cable access show where we interviewed a few of the reporters from the Onion in the early days of the Onion.
Very early days.
And we were skeptical, right? We asked them questions about some of those headlines.
Well, it's funny stuff. And we're going to.
But they came up with, logical reasons why those were the stories, the headline stories.
And our cable access show, you can see it on John's website, democurmudgeon.blogspot.com.
That's right.
And then go to the John and Gordy
page
there, and you'll see some of the old videos.
Yeah, you can watch it there ahead of time.
Yeah. There you go. All
right.
And speaking of time, we're all out of it.
Wait, I wanted to get to that John Kennedy story.
Sorry, we're out of time, John, once again. 7:58.
Oh, I love this ongoing bit that we have.
Stephanie Miller is coming up next, and we'll be back tomorrow with Rocker in the studio, too, with Max Inc. Preview. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. So long.